Good evening, all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Thursday, November 18th, 2021. Thank you for attending the webinar. We had a big turnout today, a lot of fun, went quick, 20 minutes as we talk. We went through a number of markets, both futures and SPDRs and ETFs. Didn't get that many questions on individual stocks, but markets all over the board. Tesla, back up again. Remember, Elon's not selling. What can you say? Amazon, taken off to the upside. Interesting how they told Visa in Europe, you want to charge those fees? We won't take Visa. That's a pretty bold move. Microsoft even doing better. We're looking at how the markets are doing in the indices, the SPDRs and ETFs based on them, and what's really taking place is we're still moving higher in these stock indices, and you have some strong seasonals that take place to the upside in the S&P at this time of year. Normally, that's all I can tell you is what the norm is. 15 years in a row, the market has gone on the futures market from December 21st till the 6th of December. It has risen in that frame. Now, it doesn't have to go up every day, but if you look at the settlement price from the time frame to that, go on your chart, you'll see what it does. I look at these things. I'm a historian person in terms of liking to see strong correlations at certain times of the year. You get it in grains all the time because you plant the crop, something's always going wrong. You harvest the crop, where's winter, is something going to happen there? You make harvest lows. You always hear those terms. That's very, very important. Now, if we look at Tesla, when we were breaking down, I said, I don't know if it's going to be able to get that far. The only reason I said that is this is where Mr. Musk, I don't know him well enough, I guess to call him Elon actually, I don't know him at all, as the market fell back like that. But when he stopped selling, why else would you be selling this? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's got a winning strategy here. Price is telling you that. So it came down because you needed tax money. I get that. When we look at what the pattern is, you got a lower low, higher high, and when we got back over this high, I said, okay, that wave of selling is over. That's what I said. I'm living with that. Where's the market stuck at? Look at the 18-day average of closes. How often do regular viewers like you that watch me hear me say, there's a line in the sand? That line, to me, is the 18-day average of closes. When the market's under it, it likes to rally back to it and fight a battle. When it's over it, it likes to fall back to it and fight a battle. Now, you're going to say it could be the 20-day average, the 21. I'm not going to argue that. I like the 18 for a whole host of reasons that I'm not going to tell you all right here. But I've done my research on it. What about Bollinger Bands? Well, they're not in play. They're very far away, so that those algorithm numbers that keep the market confined to the trading range within them, they're not in play. The market's just staying within them right now. And momentum, which had gotten oversold down here, has turned the corner. It's not oversold. That doesn't prevent another wave of selling or a wave of buying right now. If the market clears the 1,119.60 level, that will give you a pattern of higher low, higher high. Sometimes the words just get tied up there. When we look at Apple, whoa. So Apple, I think the pros came out, and I mentioned this yesterday at the Bollinger Band. That's what I think they did. And now you're getting this pop. Is this a breakout to the upside? It might be. Remember, I was just saying yesterday, people love to give Apple products. The watches, you can get them. I was in the store. There are plenty of them there. That's not a problem to get, and they're flying out the store that I saw. You can't get the new phone. That is the biggest problem the market is having, and it's going to dog that market for a little bit. Yesterday's move, and I was buying some time as I was playing with this, we had closed at 153.49. We were over the band, but not in the very top part of the day's range. So with the move today, it's not a true breakout. It could be that the market's leaving that, and I realize that. Not a chart I'd want to be bearish. In ARK, Kathy Woods has really got a bad year. I doubt anything's going to rescue her this year. I mean, you got to go all the way back, and when you see where the stock started the year out, it's come down. I've seen this happen before. You know, people that the market thinks walk on water. She was the star performer last year. They get a year where they're not same performing. She hasn't changed. The picks she's doing, they'll probably have more time that they need to come about. She's bright. Her team is bright. That's what I believe. But there's nothing bullish in her picks on this that I'm looking at. I want no part of it. When I look at XLI, you have a pattern of a higher high, a lower low. You fell back to the 18-day average. You lost your embedded way right here. That ended, for me, the uptrend. You're not in a downtrend. You ended this whole leg to the upside, and it's a market that's not doing very much. I'm in love with the semiconductors, and yeah, they'll get corrections along the way. We know that. But when we were here in October, I was telling you, you don't want to be short a market. It's got a 2-year backlog. It has pricing power. And you could see what it's done. Now, eventually, we're going to catch up on these semiconductors. We'll have to do a lot more reading and see the time frame of that. It can't be good right now because in Illinois, the Belvidere plant that builds Cherokees in part said they had to stop production because of chip shortages. Well, if they've got it, other companies have it. Some will do better than others. Apple seems to get away, not Apple, but Mr. Musk does fine because of how he builds so much of his own product. Let's see what we've got here. I've got to change this battery. The home builders, higher lows, higher highs, fully embedded reading. Until you get this red line under what? Under 80, you're friendly. 79 reading would break that pattern. It's been a heck of a run. It's hard to buy the market up here. It's that simple. It's very difficult when you get a run that's that one-sided. Energy sector. Okay, you're sideways action. Do you really want to play sideways action? No. I think you walk away from the energy right now. But the more I'm reading, I've got to tell you, more and more bright agencies and people think we're making the top in the energy market, not where we're going to accelerate to $100 a barrel. Holding the $80 a barrel area is going to be problematic. That's what I'm reading, so I'm paying attention. I was looking for emerging markets to have nothing but a nightmare on this first challenge. Got it. I caught that one right in the thinking, and I told people, I said, got to be careful. This could pull back. Now, the last break low was 50.86. You broke it today, so you're back out of that uptrend. You're in no man's land in that market again. GLD, you have an embedded reading. Until that red line closes underneath the 79 level, I think that the market's still a buy looking for higher prices. Now, I'm doing a special video report now. I got 90% of it. The charts are prepared. I'm going to show you the futures markets when I put this out on the weekly basis, then the daily. Then I'm going to carry you into GLD and GDX, and I'll do them the same way and show you the pictures that I'm seeing. I'm hoping to record by the weekend, okay? If not, it'll be Monday, but I'm hoping by the weekend I get it done for you. And in GDX, okay, you have an embedded reading. Be a little cautious here. It's not as friendly looking as the gold chart, and we've seen that. It's been having problems. The pattern on the chart's still bullish. You need the red line to close under 79 for me to get shaken and say, okay, it's now time to not do that. Maybe the market needs to pull into this area. Until that occurs, got a gun in hand, cocked, pull the trigger. As I look over now at COPEX, this is not the place to be. I think there's still, with the settlement of the strikes in Peru and Chile, and when you look at that, you look at the supply coming back on the market. They need that money. They still have relatively high prices. Supply is not the problem right now. So that's not going to be a demand market that can drive prices much higher at this point. In TLT, I'm looking for resistance back up here. There's a huge fight as to what interest rates will and won't do. I'm reading madly about it. If the supply chain problem is transitory. The word is if it's transitory. And we start seeing by March or April that that is in fact the case, why would interest rates have to go up? I'm not getting that. If it's not and it's inflation sticky, I get the story. We're going to find out. We'll know in 3-4 months. Now, remember, we're going to probably tomorrow hear from President Biden on who his pick is to be the nominee for the Fed chair. I personally would like to keep Mr. Powell. I think he's done a very good job at what he's done. Ms. Brainerd, she's really of the same cut and cloth that he is, so why do you have to change that cut and cloth? Not that she's not talented. Very talented woman. Could there be a winner-loser? No. I think we win as the Americans. Either of them appear to me to be good calls. So that's how I look at it. Some of you wrote me and you said, well, you know what's wrong with Powell? He traded his account. Folks, show me the law that says that a Fed governor can't trade. We should be telling that agency with the law, Americans, hey, you're running our monetary policy. If you want to sit on that prestigious board, your own assets go into where? A blind trust. Some of the stuff is so simple. I don't get it. Next chart that I've got, because I'm having nothing but problem with this. The last one is the euro. Well, as I said, 113 euro is going to attract people of interest to it. The question is this a bounce? And that's all it is. If the red line closes over 21, then we've probably seen a wave of a break low, and that could be it for a while. If it doesn't, this rally is the selling rally. It's a hard one to sell given the vertical price drop that it had. I get it. And that's what you always have to worry about in these markets. You're seeing what I'm talking about, what we do at Linn. Now, let me explain. When you're trading your S&P, your DIAs, your QQQs, SPY, all through there, what do you think you're trading? You're trading futures. It's just a derivative, these ETFs of that. They're based on the futures. That's what they're buying in the marketplace. That's what they're balancing themselves out with. Why not read what futures traders have to say with it? Let us give you a free 2-week trial to this, and you can pick which markets you want to get the reports on. We issue many during the day. They will cover for you the options and the futures contracts, along with fundamental and technical analysis. It's free. Call my staff, 866-973-2077. I want to repeat that. Call. An unusual event. We'll handle it from there. You have a great day. I'll see you over the weekend.